Hello and welcome to Sports News Africa, the home of Africa's sporting conversation. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines today. The Kenya Premier League is set to resume after the High Court lifts an injunction. And it's advantaged Nigeria after they beat Burkina Faso in the first leg of the AfroBasket qualifiers. Thank you for watching Sports News Africa. I'm Ehi Longi. Kenya Premier League Chief Executive Officer Jack Oguda on Monday said their competition program would resume immediately following the lifting of a court injunction that had temporarily stopped the league from running. The High Court on Monday lifted an injunction obtained by Football Kenya Federation on February the 20th, stopping the KPL from running. While making the ruling, Justice Rosaline Aburili observed that both FIFA and Football Kenya Federation statutes do not support the arbitration of football matters in courts of law. Lady Justice Rosaline Aburili dismissed on procedural grounds the Kenyan Football Federation's attempts to seek an injunction to prevent the KPL from organising games. She also called on the Kenya Premier League and the Kenya Football Federation to seek an out-of-order solution to their ongoing row over who should run the league. We're now joined to discuss this from Nairobi by sports correspondent Robin Toscan. Good day, Robin. We saw positive comments from Jack Oguda and the KPL. Can you please tell us how the judge's ruling has been received by the FKF?
As expected, FKF have not taken that ruling lightly. They feel that the judge may have omitted or may have failed to consider certain issues that they raised in their application. They have come out to say they are still studying the ruling before taking the next step of action. And they have said that they will exploit the chance the judge gave them that they could still go back to the court and apply for further injunction on the Kenyan Premier League from resuming.
Okay, now, so how do you think FIFA, the world governing body, will respond to this?
I don't think FIFA will take time really to study what has come out from the court because its statutes are very express. They have said that they don't like anybody interfering in all this. But going by that ruling by Justice Rosaline Aburili, you could just, straight away feel that these two parties are now on a collision course because Football Kenya Federation will always rely on FIFA statutes. But by court saying that the FIFA statutes have not been ratified in Kenya, that exactly puts Kenya on the collision path with FIFA.
Okay, so please tell me what differences remain between the Kenya Football Federation and the Kenya Premier League?
Basically, the two parties have gone back to square zero, as Kenyans would say here, because the issues still remain. Is it a 16-team league or an 18-team league? FKF maintain that as the custodians of football in Kenya, they will still go by their decision to have 18 teams in the league. But KPL have said, because the court have given them the chance to go ahead with their league, they will study that proposal of 18 teams league. But in the meantime, they will go ahead with their 16 teams. And as we speak today, they have even recalled the two teams that were relegated. That is Nakuru All Stars and also Nairobi City Stars. So we are bound to see again the two bodies fighting for their space in the Kenyan football arena.
Okay, it seems there's plenty to work through, but are there any complications with the TV deals?
I've personally contacted the Football Kenya Federation and I've put this question to them, whether they have signed a deal with Azam or not. One of the officials curiously tells me that the deal has been signed, that is done and dusted, and it was procured by MPN Silva, which is a media broadcast rights consultants body helping out the Football Kenya Federation. But when you ask the Football Kenya Federation president, he says that no deal has been done. So there's completely a lot of confusion, surrounding that deal. But then there are other media reports saying that Azam are ready to roll out their program starting coming Saturday. But then speaking to the fixture managers within Football Kenya Federation, they say that they have not been told anything about it. But I went ahead and talked to MPN Silva representative here in Kenya, and he told me that indeed that deal has been signed. But maybe the modalities to have the whole thing, operational has not been arrived at.
Okay, thank you, Robin. And to see more questions with Robin, please make sure you go see Sports News Africa on your YouTube channel. So here's a look at the quarterfinal fixtures in the ICC Cricket World Cup. South Africa and Sri Lanka play on Wednesday morning in Sydney, followed by India and Bangladesh in Melbourne on Thursday. Then it's Australia versus Pakistan in Adelaide on Friday. All three games begin at 3:30 GMT. And the final quarterfinal will see co-host New Zealand play the West Indies in Wellington at 1 o'clock GMT. Welcome back to Sports News Africa. Nigeria beat Burkina Faso 87-64 in an AfroBasket qualifier in Ouagadougou. While Nigeria are 24th in the FIBA rankings and the third highest ranked African side, Burkina Faso are 85th and trying to put their nation on the continent's basketball map.
Burkina Faso's hopes for qualifying for the 2015 AfroBasket Games for the second consecutive time took a huge blow after visitors Nigeria beat them 87-64 points. The Burkina Stallions put up a spirited fight but could not match up to Nigeria's D-Tigers' aggressive attacks, which saw them lead in all quarters. Burkina Faso's star player and captain Moussa Ouattara attributed the loss to lack of sufficient training by the squad.
We missed collective marks in defense and attack. In 1.5 training sessions, you cannot find ways to improvise. On the other hand, we have big reasons to be satisfied. And you must take note that tonight there were many young players on the pitch.
The Burkina Faso coach, however, felt the team lacked depth and experience since he fielded many young players in the match.
Didn't have any training before, just 1 day session. With such a result, you can think that it's all right. There's a potential in the team, so we will go back to work to fill this gap in the points which led us to defeat and to win against Nigeria in the next match.
Despite winning the match at Ouagadougou, Nigerian coach Johnson Ayinla acknowledged the strong Burkina Faso team and expressed the need for his team to develop more skills.
They have not spread their game full scale, but still, it was a good game. I noticed that Burkina's number 4 is playing very well, as well as the entire Burkinabe team. But my president is not happy at all with the performance of the Nigerian team.
Burkina Faso qualified for the AfroBasket Games in 2013 but lost to Rwanda on their debut game. Their chance of qualifying for the 2015 AfroBasket is now slim and is largely dependent on a win in Nigeria and a win on aggregate during the return match in Nigeria on March 25th for the 2015 AfroBasket, which will be held in Tunisia.
Moving on to the African Volleyball Club Championships, Egyptian side Al Ahly wrestled the title from the defending champions Esperance of Tunisia with a convincing 3-1 win over their hosts. The win means Al Ahly also qualify for the World Club Championships to be held in Brazil in October.
It was celebrations for Egypt's Al Ahly club after they were crowned the champions of the 2015 Africa Volleyball Club Championships on Monday in Tunisia. Al Ahly won by a landslide of 3-1, beating the Tunisian Esperance club in their own playground. Al Ahly's victory in this year's tournament ended a 4-year drought, making it their 11th title since 1980. Al Ahly volleyball coach Ibrahim Fakhr Eddin said their victory was predictable since the beginning of the tournament.
It is a strong club with astonishing performance. Also, the players are very skillful. We knocked out one of the most strong clubs in the championship.
Egypt's Marwan Ahmed said the team had prepared well ahead of the encounter with Tunisia.
Yes, of course. Esperance is a very strong club. We contested the final against them last year and they won the title. The same players were here at this place last year.
Frustrated for losing this year's title, players from Esperance took fault of their own misfortune as they conceded defeat to Egypt.
The match was very difficult and fast. Some of our players were not fit enough for the game. Others were in bad form. We made some mistakes, and Al Ahly players were decisive and had a very strong defense.
Despite the loss, Esperance are still optimistic for better performance in the tournament next year.
The Egyptian club of Al Ahly was in a top form today. The players did their best. They were very good. We did our best too. All players took part of the game yesterday. We prepared well for today's game. All players took part, but Al Ahly players made a strong defense. We were unlucky, but I'm wishing to do better next time.
Tunisia ESS club scooped bronze medal after beating their Egyptian counterparts Samoa 3-0.
To the CAF Confederation Cup next, and Tanzania's Young African Sports Club trounced FC Platinum from Zimbabwe 5-1 in their first-round first-leg tie at the Independence Stadium in Tanzania. The result also marks Platinum's worst defeat under the reign of coach Norman Mapesa.
5-1 were the results at the end of the football match at the Independence Stadium in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, between the country club Yanga FC and Zimbabwe's FC Platinum, who bore the full brunt of the evening's embarrassing defeat. FC Platinum managed to hold their fort for the first 30 minutes until a goal from Yanga's Selam Telele changed the tides for the Southern Africa team. Coach Norman Mapesa was lost for words after watching his team suffer the worst defeat since he took over its management mid last year.
Just everything didn't go well for us. Starting from the defense, going upwards, everything didn't go well for us. It was just disaster.
The situation was, however, different for the Tanzanian side, who couldn't hide their joy at the great results achieved.
5 goals are a lot in this game that we are playing, and I believe if God will help us go there safely, I believe we have a very big advantage. So I thank God so much, and I thank my fellow players and technical bench in general, because we have demonstrated that we need this win and is evident with everybody.
Despite being contented with the result, the Tanzanian coach said he would be more focused on the return leg in Zimbabwe, citing that the evening's results should not be a reason for slacking it.
First about our league match on Wednesday, and then we are going to think on the return match. We have 2 league matches and then the return match, but I'm very happy with the result, and it should be enough.
The return match will be held in a fortnight in Zimbabwe, with the FC Platinum hoping to produce a miracle and fire 4 or more goals against the Tanzanians in order to pull through to the next round of this year's CAF Confederations competition.
Welcome back to Sports News Africa. PSG forward Zlatan Ibrahimovic could face a 4-match suspension over comments he is alleged to have made about his host country, France. The French league will study the Swedish international's latest outburst at a meeting on Thursday before deciding on whether or not to suspend Ibrahimovic. However, Ibrahimovic has since publicly apologized.
First of all, I was not aiming for the people or whoever there. When I said it, I was angry in that moment, and whoever felt offended or took it in a wrong way, if they took it, I apologize for them. I have no problem, because I'm a man of honor. I will stand by my things I do, and I apologize for them. But I think the people, whoever saw it or however the media is trying to twist it, I think the French people are intelligent enough to understand the situation. So whoever felt offended or took it in a wrong way, I apologize. No problem. I have no problem saying it. The welcome I've had here, I'm very happy. I respect people that respect me. So every day that I go through here, I've had a fantastic time. So I have no regrets, and nobody will change my opinion. So from the first day I came, I had a good time, and I will still have a good time. So don't twist it. It's about football we talk. So let's focus on the football, because the football here is the most important for me.
So here are Tuesday's fixtures in the European Champions League. Spain's Atletico Madrid are at home to German side Bayer Leverkusen at the Vicente Calderon Stadium. Leverkusen won the first leg 1-0 at home. And Monaco host Arsenal at the Stade Louis II, with the host enjoying a 3-1 advantage from the first leg in London. Both those games kick off at 19:45 GMT. And finally, the 12th edition of the Ethiopian annual 5-kilometer women's-only run attracted over 10,000 participants to the streets of the capital, Addis Ababa, last weekend. The event, which also saw elite runners take part in, was used to mark International Women's Day.
Women from all walks of life turned up in their multitudes for the 12th edition of the Women Fast 5-kilometer race held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia over the weekend. Army generals, artists, lawyers, scientists, politicians, medical practitioners, company CEOs, civil servants, nearly everyone was represented in the 10,000 running mass, with some 7,000 crossing the finish line in the Empower Women, Empower a Nation race. The annual race, a subsidiary of the Great Ethiopian Run, has grown tremendously since its inception in May 2004, with the number of participants increasing to 10,000 from 4,000 in its first edition. Sporting coral t-shirts, the women runners braved the early morning heat. Those unable to run walked or jogged, while others danced and partied their way along the course. I decided to participate on this race because it means a lot of women, and I would like to encourage women to maximize and release their hidden potential. And also, I want to transmit a message to men that they need to stop attacking women, and any kind of woman abuse is intolerable. The race has received tremendous support from athletes greats such as Haile Gebrselassie, Meseret Defar, and Getawami, and usually acts as a platform for a lot of young female athletes to launch their careers. The race is one of the biggest women's-only races in the world.
And that wraps up Sports News Africa for today. Please join us again tomorrow for the latest from Africa and around the world. Goodbye for now.